Hi guys, this is Tikku for Tikku's Travelthon.in again. And today I would like to talk about another important feature that we have in our blog, which is called Travelthon Tales. Now, Travelthon Tales is nothing but a collection of short stories that I encounter when I go around the world talking to people. It could be an interesting anecdote with a porter in Tibet, or a taxi driver in Moscow, or a lady of the night in Hong Kong. These interesting stories, which I have compiled of my interactions with these very unique people and insights that I have gained about them, about their culture, about their working, etc., is captured in this feature called Travelthon Tales. And Travelthon Tales is a compilation of these entire stories. We have almost around 30 to 40 odd of these stories on my blog, which people can read and savor too. These stories are more exploratory in nature. That means that you will know the character of the person that has been talked about in the story, the nature of that person, and why they do things that they do. Today, what I want to talk about specifically is love, and how I have found love across the world as I have traveled all over the world. I've covered now 33 countries, and love has been something which had eluded me for a long time until I found some of it in Mauritius. In Mauritius, I befriended some police officers, some local cops who saw me as a tourist who was roaming around the streets of Mauritius, and they decided that they would be my tour guides for the next 2 weeks and take me around in Mauritius. Of course, I had to pay them a daily fee for the car and fuel, and they took me all around Mauritius. And there, I said, it is time that I tasted some of the love in Mauritius, and I desired for a woman. So I told one of the cops, who was a senior inspector in the Mauritius police, that I'd like to make love to a Mauritius lady today, and if you could arrange something for me. So he was very generous and kind, and he decided to get in touch with some of his other friends, and they figured out there was a lovely lady who looked like Mandagini. The film actress Mandagini in Ram Teri Ganga Maili. So he said there's this beautiful lady who looks like Mandagini, and of course she'll do it for a fee. But in Mauritius, I guess paying a lady on the street is not permissible by law. So if you have to pay for sex, then you'll have to hide the money somewhere before you give it. So I hid around, I think it costed me 14,000 Mauritius rupees, and I put it in a cigarette case and I gave it to the senior inspector. Within the evening, this beautiful lady was in my arms, and her name was Cynthia. I mean, just for the sake of giving her a name. She was half French and half Indian. She was married. She had two beautiful daughters. My husband used to work in a local factory there in Mauritius, but according to the story that she told me was that he already had a girlfriend and he didn't pay much attention to her. So that's why she was here with me. And she spent the whole night with me. In the morning, we both got up and had a shower and looked outside the window, and there was this beautiful boat which was sailing in the sea, and I tried to capture the scene. I mean, it was sunrise, and there was this beautiful boat that was sailing all across, and it was lovely. This woman was in my arms, and she was happy because I had taken her for dinner at a very good restaurant, and I treated her well, and she was very, very good in bed, very affectionate towards me. Not only that, when I left Mauritius, she sent me a few messages, and she wanted to be with me for long. But as I believe that if I have to travel the world and cover 200 countries, I can't make a home in any country. Because if I make a home in any country, then I'll stop my travels. So I had to say a no to her and continue ahead towards my travels, which was to Madagascar and Uganda and to other such places. There's so much of love that I have experienced and shared and seen all across the world. And I've discussed it very openly and candidly on my blog because there's nothing to be shy or afraid or judgmental about these things at all. It's just love between two human beings. That's all. This is Anuj Tikku discussing love for tikkustravelthon.in.